keep that a little secret.
Thank you.
On the drive
You'll
back.
have to get it from Betsy.
It was said in confidence.
Actually, I didn't record it, but the county did.
Well, good morning, and if you'd like to introduce yourselves for those present, move forward.
Betsy Bowman, Executive Director of the Redevelopment Authority.
Dan Lyons, also with the Redevelopment Authority.
So, we're here for some annual business. This time of year, we come to the commissioners with the county's Community Development Block Grant application. That is an entitlement application to the county. This year was good news for us because we had about a 15% increase in funds. If you remember, CDBG has been one of those programs that's been under attack. So we felt that this was a win for everybody with the increased funding. And as has been the case in the past few years, we are continuing the practice of funding public service activities. We're getting a demand for that from agencies. And then we are also concentrating some efforts in Myerstown Borough because that is the only low-income census tract outside the city of Lebanon. So with that, I think Dan can go into some of the details.
Thank you, Commissioners. Today we have our typical annual CDBG business, which we bring to you at the end of our annual cycle. So the state announces to us what the CDBG allocation will be for Lebanon County. And then we begin a citizen participation process where we hold a public hearing to get input from the public. And then we solicit project ideas from the eligible municipalities, public service agencies. Once we receive the applications, we review them and vet them and then make our recommendations to you, which we did on September 19th. And after that, we hold a second public hearing to give the public another chance to comment. Now that we've identified what we'd like to do with the money, give them a chance to comment. So that process is over. We held our second public hearing on Tuesday, and there was no public objection to the proposed activities. So now we bring to you today 3 resolutions. One that approves the submission of the application to the state and gives Commissioner Ames permission to sign all the signature pages that go into the application. Another that is the Fair Housing Resolution, and that is an annual resolution that sort of reaffirms the county's commitment to fair housing and instructs us to conduct an activity to further the goals of fair housing. This year we met our fair housing obligation by attending the Hurricane Maria Resource Fair earlier in the year. We had a booth there where we met with people attending the resource fair and gave them information about the housing programs primarily. And then the final resolution is a resolution reauthorizing the procedural plans and documents for the CDBG program. Now these are plans that were drafted in years past, and every year we ask you just to reaffirm your commitment to those plans and that there are no changes to those plans. So that's what I have for you. It's 3 resolutions, and then I do have a group of signature pages that I'll leave behind to be signed that will go into the application.
Okay, we just take these one at a time then, if you would just state the motion for us.
Sure. The first resolution is approving the Lebanon County Block Grant Program for federal fiscal year 2018, including the Township of South Lebanon's Block Grant Program.
Also move.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the block grant program. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.
Thank you. The second resolution is recertifying procedural documents for use in the administration of the Community Development Block Grant Program.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
And the final resolution is the Fair Housing Resolution.
I'll move to approve the fair housing resolution.
I'll second the motion.
All right, a motion and a second to approve the fair housing resolution. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.
I do have one question. Can you clarify for me on this sheet? Two of the three are approved. Now, the one in the middle is zeroed out. And they needed some more information, a study or something. Are they working on that or no?
If as approved, we will reach out to the borough to make them aware of the award.
Okay.
And you are correct that two of the three activities they submitted are sort of automatically qualified on the basis of that census block group data. And that third one, the one in the middle, does not qualify on that data. And they would have to conduct an income survey of the affected households. And there wasn't time from when they submitted the request for the project to when the application has to be prepared to conduct that survey. So we'll make them aware of that, and I suspect they'll seek to conduct that income survey in the coming year and probably come back in with that project next year.
I was going to say, the only question I have there is, doesn't the census provide that information?
The census provides information about income. It does, and that's Myerstown does have a block group that is designated by census data as low and moderate income. The two projects that qualify on that data serve the entire block group. That project, the Center Avenue project, we can't justify it on the basis of the block group data because we can't make the argument that it serves everybody in that block group. So it'll actually be a smaller area. It'll be, the properties on either side of Center Avenue and probably, extending a little ways away from there. And it's a much smaller area than the block group, so it can't use that data.
Now. Thank you so much. I wasn't sure why that couldn't be used, but now you've explained it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And you had some other things that you're just gonna hold off for later.
That's right,
Today's
yeah.
section, what was it?
The,
I may have seen it, I just wanna make sure they know what we're skipping over.
we're looking into the county's Section 504 plan. We don't need any action from you at this time, but we may be back at a later date. It's just to give you a little bit of information. No action today, like I said, but it is a statute that prevents discrimination on the basis of disability, and the county in the past has done self-evaluations to make sure that your facilities are handicap accessible and that your programs are available to people with disabilities as they are to people without. And the state is, just basically asking their grantees to take another look at those plans and see if anything needs to be changed. So we don't have anything for you today, but we may be back in the future to take a look at that.
I do have one final question, if I may. Do you have any money available right now to help people, like for instance with ramps, if they're handicapped and they don't have the funding to do that?
Yes, that is the money that is coming also from the Affordable Housing Trust Fund for the Access Program. So that we have a very active access program for people with ramps, bathroom modifications, grab bars, things of that nature. So yes, there is funding for that program.
Okay, and does the person who has the need have to be the owner of the property? So if it's a relative that owns the house and is trying to care for that person, they would qualify if the income is there?
And the relative, they're living in the relative's property, is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? We would look at household income to determine
So if
their
that
eligibility.
is like
But
under
it is-
58,000 or whatever it is,
Right,
then
correct.
then they
So
would qualify.
it can even be in rental properties as long as the applicant is
Okay.
eligible. Mhm.
all right. Had an inquiry. I wanted to make sure I didn't give out bad information.
Okay,
Thank
no,
you.
sounds, thank you, sure.
Mr. Chairman, would you mind if I went back to the HDC, your approval on the housing
No.
funds for a second? Based on the comments that were made, they do the letter, you do the award letter actually to them, coming out of Act 137.
Actually, you've been doing it.
Oh, have I been doing it?
You have been.
Oh. Well, okay.
So soon we forget.
I was going to suggest that in that award letter, it could be mentioned specifically that this does not obligate the township to anything.
So
in
when
terms
you
of
do
their
that letter,
approvals.
Jamie, would you
That would
please?
be
Yes, when I
include
do
that?
the letter, I'll include that, but I just wanted to offer that you
Thank
could
you.
No.
specify that in there so that
That's-
if there is a question down
That's
the
very
road.
good.
Yeah, because we both had comments about that.
That's okay.
And the,
Couple things to keep straight.
Yes.
the properties that are being considered for the the city's land grant, are you going to circulate that
Yeah, I've got it here
information
from
to us
yesterday,
then?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, for you to look at, yep.
And if you have any questions when you look at those properties, just get in touch with us and we'll give you some more information.
Thank you. The one, you said there's one
Yes.
that's being presently, folks are living in it.
That's correct.
Are we reaching out to those folks with, or
I-
should someone be?
I think that, and I'll ask Sally, I think that Belinda has had some conversations with the owner of that 14th Street property.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she-
yes, there has been some back and forth.
And we have made that, the guide?
Yeah,
for-
my understanding is that they're too far gone at this point for the information in the guide to be beneficial.
Okay. Yep. That breaks my heart, but,
Yes. Hopefully the guide will help people 18 months from now, or even maybe 12 months from now.
right.
But it was just, they had already been too deep into the process.
Okay.
Just in defense of Jamie, I think you're thinking of the time when Ray used to do those letters. That was crazy.
Did Ray do those letters?
I don't know what I'm thinking, it's just another plate I'm trying to keep
We're
spinning.
just trying to,
Make Jamie-
Commissioner Phillips trying to cover for our
Okay,
county
Thanks.
administrator.
okay, thank you for your time.
All right.
Thank you,
folks.
Commissioners.
Yeah.